Hello, my name is Loon, and this is the fifth entry in U.T.P. Here we have it's called Space Beetle, but really it's the Blue Beetle, based off the 2023 movie with Jaime Reyes, not the Dead Chord version, but Jaime Reyes. This is made by Flashpoint Studios, and I think the pre-order came out in it was like December 2023, I think. But I think the movie itself came out in September in that year, and I really loved it just because any kind of movie about family, I'm into that.
You don't turn your back on family.
Like ride or die people for family. I'm like that. So if the character's like that, then I'm a fan of the character, and that's what Jaime was like in the movie. If you didn't watch it, it's pretty good. I think it got the general audience liked it, but it kind of bombed at the box office. But I'm excited for the cartoon coming. I know that got confirmed as part of the DCU, but I hope it gets made faster than. Wait, how do you say that? Sooner than later, yeah. Because I want more Blue Beetle content, but so far in the DCU it's mostly Superman stuff. But I know Green Lanterns is up next, but when I when I first checked on the quality, I saw that the head came off loose, but I don't think anything broke so far. But we'll double check. I gotta be careful. The backpack is already attached when you do unboxing, but with the claws or whatever. My first impressions, I really love the blue undertones contrasting with the black. Or it's not really like dark black, but it's more like a gray, super dark gray. The claws are articulated. It's got the armor's got a nice shine to it, but it's not all like some of it's got like a grid texture, and then some of it's more flat metallic. The eyes look really nice. It's like a swirly effect. It does look alien-esque, which it is. It is an alien, but since it fused with Jaime, but I'll show off the UV lights. I know it has some features. There's no light up features, unfortunately, but if you shine it under UV or ultraviolet, there's some parts of the suit that'll shine. I'm gonna go ahead and lay out all the accessories, and I'll be right back. But so far, or something I forgot to mention is when I did unbox it, the torso was kind of loose and like tilted back. So I don't think it disconnected, but something is a bit odd with the torso, the upper part especially. I don't know. And I think you could see the belly button kind of poking out sometimes. So I wish there was a little bit if they shaved it down maybe or put something to pad it slightly. But we'll get into it later after we lay out all the accessories. Here we have all the accessories laid out, and as you can see, it doesn't come with much. But the first thing I noticed is the sword has nice detailing, but except it's just not accurate to what the movie was like, because what it looks like, since everything is translucent plastic, is it doesn't look like there's any metal at all to this. But yeah, I took some pictures off Pinterest. um I'm pretty sure the blade, sorry it's low battery, but the blade isn't made out of lights. It's like made out of, in the movie the suit was like, it had like nanotech. I don't think they called it nanotech exactly, but was alien technology, so it could form anything in Jaime's imagination. So I'm pretty sure this itself was metal, but in this, it looks like it's just made out of light, and you can't really grab light, so that doesn't make sense. But um, if there was like more highlights over here, it's like basically all a single shade of blue. There's not really much variation in the paint job. Um, it's a bit darker in the midsection of the blade of the hilt, but there should have been more variation in the paint job. And plus, the hilt is all wrong because it looks like it's made out of light with the accessory, but it should be metal. And I'm thinking the entire blade should be metal, but it was just lit up by circuitry. It was a bit darker. And I know Primewood Studio was gonna make a statue that looked like this, but they canceled it because of low pre-orders because the movie wasn't that popular. But so I'm glad, I'm grateful it got released at all. Yeah, I think there was a Spawn figure, like a Todd McFarlane Spawn figure inspired, made by Flashpoint Studios, but that was announced after this, and it came out first before this Blue Beetle one. So that had me worried, like, did they cancel it or something? But I'm glad it got released. Um, but yeah, it's a bit disappointing with the blade. You see the printing that the circuitry got detailed, but it's just not. It doesn't match up with the paint job, or it's just not. It's not lit literally. But moving on from the sword, we got the wings. I don't think I got pictures of the wings. I'll I'll go more into detail of the wings because I know there was a well the first instance when he got the suit was it just went a little crazy. He went on flying over the river or the lake or whatever. But these look a bit brighter than what the suit color is, so I don't know if that's accurate. But I'll showcase pictures when I do a flight pose later on. But I do like it looks really buggish, like a bug. I don't know. I don't know how to word it, but I like the hexagon details for the grid. Um, I just wish there was more LED effects. I tested the ultraviolet effect. It's not that promising, or it's not as hyped up as I wanted it to be. But we'll showcase that later. But I don't think these have the UV paint job. It just comes as is. So maybe it'll look better if you shine a blue light behind it. But I don't know. I wish there was more light up effects with this release, since it is like a high tech suit basically. But we have it's an interchangeable backpack. I guess it's with magnets. I haven't taken it off yet of the figure, but I guess you can switch these out if you want to put the wings on. The joysticks, hold on. The joysticks you can move. So whatever you desire. I think it'd be easier to move before you put it on, just so you have more access to it with your fingers. But I think the wording is hinge and swivel. I'm pretty sure it is, but you can move it to your liking, how you want the wings to look. There might be restrictions with the hooks, but I like this. It seems pretty easy to put on. I wish it came with instructions, but there was no pamphlet. I looked everywhere inside the box, but with third-party figures, they usually don't put in pamphlets, unfortunately, since this is unlicensed. But I'm still glad it got released. For hands, you only get a a total of 4. I don't think there's any pairings, so that's a bit frustrating. But you got a straight palm effect. What's this? The left hand, open palm left hand. This is also, no, this is the right hand. And already installed it out of the box. This is how it came. The gripping finger or gripping hand for the sword, I'm guessing. And the left one, it's another gestured hand. It's a bit perplexing why they didn't include pairs of hands, not even a closed fist ones, because he does punch. And also something that's missing is hold on, the sonic cannons. He used a lot of cannon blasters for his moves, just because he prefers non-lethal. Throughout the movie, he makes a big point. He doesn't want to kill people, even though the suit wants to kill him to protect him. But I wish we got cannons, since it's a bit safer than a sword. You're gonna want to kill with a sword, but with cannons, with those air blasts or whatever, the sonic blasts, it was a bit more protective. As protective as you can be when you're trying to defend yourself. I wish we got these. That would have been cool, but sadly it wasn't part of the announcement. So I thought it was, but I was misremembering. But when I checked the page on onesixthkit, which is where I bought this from, no blasters were included or described, so it wasn't even promised. But I would have liked it to. We can go over articulation next. We'll start with the head. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I was trying to tilt it, but hold on. There's not really a safe clicking method when I did put it on. Like when I mentioned it came off when I first checked on the quality, unboxing it, like off camera, the day I got it in, the day it was delivered. It was already detached, so when I tried to put it back on, I didn't really hear a satisfying click. And maybe it's because of the sock. There's like a sock cover by the neck. Tilting. Like, I don't know if it's secure or not. It doesn't really feel secure, but okay, it came off. But let's see how high I can get it for a flight pose. This, I don't think it's safe. I wouldn't do what I'm doing, but I'm just seeing if you can leave it like that for a flight pose. But I push it down a bit more, so I guess it's pretty all right if you want to, or maybe not as much. Not from a side angle, but front on it looked okay. Or it was loose though, so be careful if you try to do that. All the way down. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's secure, man. But we'll move on to the arms. Oh, I should be careful. I don't want to damage the elbows or the shoulder pads. I mean, so not that high, I'm guessing. This feels fused to the suit, like super glued on. So I don't think there's Velcros here. I wish it was, just so you could stretch it out further. Because as I move the arm up, it's going outwards. Yeah, so not that much. Maybe like 45 degrees. Let's see. How many degrees is that? Like 75 maybe? I was hoping for a bit more range. Uh-oh. Double bend, elbows. Standard wrist peg. Yeah, can I go back maybe? I didn't test backwards. A little bit. 45 back, or less than 45 degrees back. We'll test the chest and abdomen. It's bouncing back when I try to press on the abdomen. So not that much crunch. It's further back than forward. Pivot side to side. It's okay. Something I noticed with the proportions, I think this torso, it wasn't a good body choice because he looks a bit lanky. But in the film, I wouldn't say he was chubby. I'm just saying he's like, if he fit the suit out more better. I'm not, that was a bad thing. I wasn't calling him fat. I'm just saying, it's not that skinny. I think this looks like too slender on the figure itself. But in this, it was like average athletic build for Zolo. The actor's name is I believe it's Solo Maridueña. I may be mispronouncing or misremembering, but like, I just think the waistline's too high, or the rib cage is too high, I think, on this figure. And plus the claws, that was another problem I had. I know I'm getting the detail part and the articulation kind of mixed up. But sorry, it's just kind of a mishmash of subjects. But when I do try to fix the claws, because you know they're a bit more spaced apart over here on both sides. But when I try to space them apart, it bounces back, as you can see. So that's a bit frustrating. We can test this out, the claws. I don't know if the claws itself is removable. Oh, so I think this is the part that you switch it out. Or, oh, I guess he's got magnet switches on him. Or these are little pegs that go into the backpack. And these are magnets. I'll just get it ready now, I guess, since I'm doing it on camera. I didn't know how to detach them because there are no instructions, but here, but that covers the peg part. So I think what you're supposed to do. Wait. Did I break already? I see something going off over here. I don't think so. Hold on. Maybe I did. I don't know if you're supposed to leave these wings off when you do attach lines. I think it might make more sense to leave them off because I think they're in the way of the wings. So I'm probably going to stay there. But I'm going to keep those on. Or maybe these are supposed to look like what the wings are when they're inwards in the suit, if that makes sense. I don't know. Because, like, how does it look like? I'll just do like that for now when we get to the wing pose later on. Sorry about the distraction. Oh, we were testing the claws. That was what we're supposed to be doing. Let's see if I can show it on camera. There are 3 ball joints. I mean, going out that far back, that far in. Oh, oh! I accidentally swiveled that. I don't think I was supposed to. I pushed it to the side. But it feels like a bendy wire. It's kind of sprinting back up. I want to see if it goes back to its original position, but I think you can control it. So if you wanted to stab somebody or attack, I mean, you don't gotta. I don't think it's sharp enough to hurt anybody, or a little bit, just a little bit of a pinch if you poke yourself. So be careful. But yeah, I think it's got a bendy wire for posing. Not the strongest, but not the weakest. That's how I describe it. But yeah, like I said, 3 ball joints. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can go on to the legs. Or I'll pose it over here. There's more light face on this way. Just be careful with the bunching. If you're worried about the UV paint, there barely is UV paint, even though it's supposed to be light up panels over here. But double bend, I think it's double bend. Oh shit! I fucked it up. I heard the peeling as I pressed. I don't think I damaged it too bad, but I stretched more than I should have. So it is double bend, but you probably don't want to do the double bend to the extreme because this will peel off. I don't think there's any Velcro, so once it's done, you got to get some kind of fabric glue. I'm guessing ankles. I'm guessing it's on a ball joint because you can do anything you want with it. I really love this range. Okay. Splits. I think that's as far as I want it to go. Or it wants to go. Both of us don't want to push it. Can I go back? Barely. That was just pushing the waist joint, I'm guessing. You can't really press the legs back. Slightly, maybe like 20 or 15 degrees, I'd call that. I'll test out the UV light right now. Hold on. I got it attached to my desk. It's like on a clip. But I don't think you can see the light on camera, but let me fit the switch. Oh crap. For some reason, with my USB cables and this power bank, I gotta reattach it all the time. It doesn't want to stay on. Let's see. Okay, as you can see, there barely is any paint. With the backpack, there is a lot of. It shines pretty bright there. I don't know. It shows okay on camera. Or maybe I can bring the light inside the frame. That's what the lamp looks like. But as you can see, there's barely any shine on it, which is a shame because there is a bunch of lights on the movie suits. Like, well, it's on post effects, but like CGI touch ups. I don't think the suit itself lit up that much, but like during filming, but on the movie itself, it's lit up all the time. It should be lit up on the side leg panels and a little bit on the knee pads, but there's just, you can barely notice it. And something I noticed is like little specks, like you see right there, where my middle finger is on that panel. There's like a random speck of the UV paint, which it shouldn't be there. I guess it was just a quality control issue. Some piece of the fabric got nicked with extra paint or whatever. I'll show what it looks like with the lights off. Let me turn this ring light off. It's a bit more noticeable there, but I don't think it's worth damaging the figure over if you barely get any shine. Oh, uh-oh. Turn on the light! Sorry about that. Yeah, the backpack is the best paint-wise for the UV, but the panels where you need it to be shiny, not that much. If it looks like it's lit up on the knee pads, I think it's just because of the light's reflecting off it. It's not shining where it is supposed to be. Because I think, let me look up pictures. Yeah, over there you see some light panels by the ankle, or what do you call this, the shin or something? I don't know my body parts, but these panels, they're a bit tinier on the figure. These like thigh panels, those thigh panels, they're little. The real life suits, like the stunt suit, it looked like this, the dark blue paint instead of the like the CGI light up. But on the suits, these panels were bigger. They're a bit skinny over here. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah. So it's a bit disappointing that the only way you could light up the figure was ultraviolet light, and when you do get the ultraviolet on it, you barely get any shine on it. You can see the chest symbol. That's where you wanted to shine the most. And these are, so apparently the claws shined a bit too. There was lights on this, but there's no paint at all. I think on the figure itself, the tips of the claws. Yeah. Sorry to say, the UV light's kind of disappointing. You're not going to look at the backpack, really. Or I guess maybe if you do want to display it like that, because it looks like the blue beetle itself, the symbol. But, I don't know. If you're a back poser, you want to look at the back, then you might have a good time with the UV light, but otherwise, I don't think it's worth it if you do want to shine it. I planned on it. I might still put the UV light up there with my shelf display, but I just wish it was better and brighter. That's what I was trying to say, but I mixed the words up. But yeah, fortunately, it's a no-go on the shine. Hold on, let me turn the lights back on. Oh, hold on. Okay. I gotta turn the UV light off. Get that out of the way. And something I didn't mention is the hands, well, the little hands it came with. Hold on. It came inside this tray because the display base has a Oh my god, these fucking lights, man. Sorry. Um, yeah, it comes inside the tray if you're looking for the hands, and you can push it back in. It's collapsible, and also that's another disappointing thing. I'm sounding mad, but don't get me wrong. I love the Blue Beetle. I love the movie, but the figure itself, it's some choices just doesn't make sense to me. It's a boring base. There's some scuffs on it. I don't know if it shows on camera. You see those little smudges? It was like that out of the box. Ugh, pardon my voice crack. It was like that out of the box, but so it looks cheap for how expensive it was. I think it was around the $200 range or price point. I think it's sold out now on 1/6 Kid, so but it might be available through other resellers in Hong Kong, or maybe somebody in the U.S. might get upset with the figure. But yeah, also a flying figure with no flight pole is a little bit lame. Like I wish every figure came with both options for the crotch grabber and a flight pole. I know not many collectors like the flight pole because of worrying about indentations, which is it's understandable, but still, if I want to make a flying character fly, I'm not really. It's difficult to do with these because these figures can get so heavy. Um, Sometimes I can pull it off. If it's a lightweight figure, but it's not like Black Adam heavy. But it's still I don't think it'll fly with this. And also the tips are chopped, like really raggedy. Or this one is. Oh, I mean, yeah, I just don't know what happened to this one, but okay. We'll get into the poses, and hopefully we'll have better thoughts as we play around with the poses. And so a couple days ago, I rewatched the movie just to get some inspiration for the poses, and I finally had time after the 2 days. It's been 2 days, but to film again. But when I was posing, I mean, this just ripped. It took a while. I wanted to film it quickly, but I just started filming right now, as you can see. But the knee pad broke off. Um, it's just cheap glue that was used. It should have been Velcro. I don't know why it wasn't Velcro. Like to me, it doesn't make sense to make these things so expensive and then so fragile. Like at that point, just make a statue if you can't make the materials flexible or whatever. But that's what I want in 6 scale. I want flexibility, functionality. But I was trying to I was trying to be careful, not because that's not like a full extension. It could do more than that for bending. But the knee pads just I was trying to be careful, but to still not bend it all the way. Because I think even compared to the image, I might have bent it further, but still, like, here, I'll try to zoom in. There's a lot of crunch. Sorry, my voice is raspy, but there's a lot of abdomen crunch in that pose. When he's trying to, he's showing off and dancing with the sword. Well, not dancing, but like making some moves with the sword to just for some style or swag or whatever. But I do like the ankle joints. You can do pretty much whatever you want for the ankle joints since it's like I think they call it double ball or whatever, double ball peg. But since it is such a wide pose, I couldn't fit everything on the base. I'm not even using this display base it came with because that's this, and I think this is trash to be honest. But it could have been more theming. Like a rectangle base is okay. It's just there's no theming. There's no. It doesn't feel like there's any passion in this thing. It's just it's there. It's there. It's a disappointment that base, but so I'm just using the spare base I have for Supergirl for I'm just holding the arm still. I don't want to. I already dropped it once. I don't think any. There might have been some damage on the arm, but I don't know. I'm not switching to the backpack just yet. It's not matching the image right now, just because it'll be easier to switch out for the wings later on for the next pose. Oh crap! You remember the image? You can rewind to see the image again, but oh my god, the first pose. The first pose, or actually, I do need to get this out. Hold on. Enter my password. Hold up. Because I wasn't even trying to do this pose. I was trying to do this pose, the superhero pose. The I forgot the band name, but the song was I Ain't Going Down Like That during that hallway fight scene. But I was trying to get this pose, and it's just not possible. Because this was before I broke the knee pad, and I just could hear it tearing. I heard the glue coming off, so I wasn't gonna bend the knee that hard. But I wanted to do this pose for the first pose, but what stopped me is the knee pads and the chest. This waist, or how do you say, a torso crunch? It's like non-existent basically. Here, I'll try to show it right now. Or wait, no, let me get a better angle. When I push it forward, it's possible you see it moving, but it just springs back up. Like, look, it's already straight basically. It already bounced back straight up. Even though I want it to crunch, it's just not possible. It's it's going straight back up. Um, so posing wise, it's a bit of a disappointment because everything else looks beautiful. I like the the metallic paint, the head sculpt, the you can see that orange yellow eye effect, the alien effect. I don't know if you, it's kind of blurry on camera. It's not focusing well. Sorry, but yeah, it's not focusing well. But sorry about the bad lighting. But the eyes are phenomenal. The posing, what's supposed to be the main part of an action figure, it doesn't work out that well with his torso or whatever. But so I'll move on to the next pose just because it's nothing really good happened here. I have some blue tack putty. Well, it's not blue, but you know it's tack putty. I'll see if it'll stick on okay, but we'll try that out. I'll see, or I could try to show it on camera, I guess. If it will work, I don't know. It sticks on okay. I guess when you do inevitably. Oh my god, this fucking inevitably. Okay, yeah, that's the word. Break the knee pads. You can just use tack putty, but we'll switch into the next post. This didn't work out, but we'll try again. On the second pose, I was trying to figure out how to make sure the wings stay on tighter because these kept falling down from how heavy it is, the wingspan. So I figured out I could just make it holds up better once you tighten it through the screws over here, and I just used a mini screwdriver. And I was confused how to do it because or this isn't focusing, but you know it's a screw. I usually think the screws on the peg itself, but it's like it's encased in the clear plastic. Like usually the screw head is over there where you tighten it, but it's underneath it on the backpack itself. And just to make sure it stays still, because if you just like screw it up by itself, the whole thing's just gonna turn because there's no leverage or whatever. So what I did was I held onto the wing, or hold on, I held onto the wing and I just started screwing, and then I'll see if I can do it on camera. That next one, but it's just a peg system. Yeah, I'll get a better angle. I'll keep messing up. Hold on. Okay. So here we have the peg, the wing. I insert it like that. I just twist it. Trying to make sure it's angled. Because in the movie, sometimes the wings go like, it goes like, oh wait, hold on. It goes straight up like backwards. Usually with wings, it goes like that. Like it's facing vertical. But in the movie, it's like, sometimes it goes like that. It could do anything basically. But when he's hovering, sometimes it just goes horizontal like that. And the pose I'm trying to do, it is horizontal, so I gotta figure out how to screw it. Or I already did, but I'm just trying to figure out how to screw it on camera. I might not be able to do it on camera. I hold on to the wing for leverage. Careful the magnets. Shit. I think the figure's getting in the way. Hold on. Remove that. Magnets. And I'm also trying to be careful not to break it more than I already did with that knee pad. Oh! I might have did it. I might have broke it. It's like I lost grip on it, so I don't know if I screwed something up. Okay, it's not dropping anymore, so I don't think it's exactly angled perfectly, but I think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it. Maybe just one more screw for safety. Alright, we're gonna attach it. It's dropping down already. It's falling. You see it falling, right? I guess the wings are just too heavy, even if you do screw it. Or this one isn't really moving, so maybe I just didn't screw that one on. Or maybe, is that moving? Yeah, it's too heavy. I think it is dropping down slowly. Yeah, it's dropping. So maybe it's just because, no. Because when I was testing this out, if I put it in facing up vertically, I think it did the same thing. It's just the wings are too heavy in general for these tiny wrist pegs or tiny pegs. I don't know. So that kind of sucks that you can't use the wings. I mean, sometimes he does the wings like fall down like that when he's jetting with his jet thrusters, but also there's no jet thrust effects with this thing. So it would have been nice with the alternate backpack if it came with those jet effects, like flame effects in the backpack. But it doesn't come with many accessories. I'm just kind of falling down. I think it's just because the weight of the wings, or the weight of the figure. I don't know. Yeah. I'll be right back after these technical difficulties. Hold on. I somehow got lucky, and the wings are staying in place somehow. This the left wing has been consistent with staying upright before, or not before, but like after I tightened the screws on the backpack. But that I guess you could say it's the right wing. Yeah, the right wing. This one I'm pointing at. It's it kept drifting downwards just because of the weight, but somehow when I pushed it against the shoulder, well, it's not touching the shoulder now, but when I pushed it towards it, it's staying upright. So I kind of want to leave it like that, just how it is. Like I think, well, the purpose behind this pose was it was based on this scene where he's checking on his family to make sure he's okay, and he often in the movie he was just checking on everybody's condition, like even civilians when the suit was going rogue. and it took him into, I don't want to say it was San Francisco, but it kind of looked like it was. I forget the city name. It's Palmyra City or something. The one where it's taken over by Cord Industries or whatever. But he keeps checking on everybody, so I wanted to make a pose where he's just making sure that the civilians are safe or something to make sure everything's okay. And these are two different hands from the one that it already came installed with. So these are the only different hands you're gonna get, and none of them are matching poses. But for a second, I thought this was the left hand, but I made sure it is correct. That is the right hand. It just looks a bit odd just because of the fingers are close together. And I checked the movie stills too. It's not gonna show good on camera since it's a screenshot. But they did look in the movie. It did look a little touch lighter compared to the armor. The wings did, but also these were tinted blue, like they were made out of LED lights, those little hexagon grids. So it's not accurate that they're clear plastic or whatever. Like I know they weren't plastic in the movie, but I meant like the color. The color's not that accurate for the, what do you call it? We'll just call it hexagons for now, I guess. But the grid, or we call it the grid too. Sure. It's supposed to be like a light shade of blue, as you can see here with the picture over there. So I got air stuck in my throat, but it would take it to a whole nother level if, even though they don't want to do LEDs because it would be expensive to implement that, especially for a third party. But if they put UV paint there to make it glow, right? I can check for it now, but I'm pretty sure we already saw it didn't glow. But we'll check again. Hold on. Sometimes if I connect too many USBs, it shuts down everything. Because I can't handle wattage or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't. It's under UV light, or it's already falling apart now. My right one is, I don't know if it'll be the same in yours, but my right wing always keeps dropping down. Oh, hold on. Or now the turntable turned off. I guess just because the UV light is kind of blue, it looks blue when you do have it shining on, but I think it's just the light reflecting. So I guess you could pull it off that it looks like it's just like the blue LEDs, but it's just light reflection instead of the UV light doing its job. It's not that that's making it look like that. It's just the blue purple UV light that makes it look like it's bright. I'm really sucking with my words right now, but you know. Let me cycle through the lights again. Okay. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it's a decent, maybe the hands aren't that great. It would be better if it was he had splayed out hands over here, so let me check. I just felt like it had so much potential, but if Hot Toys did do it, or some other company, Probably not NR because usually NR does the serious movies. I'm surprised they did the James Gunn Superman, but even then they made it look like a serious head sculpt. But if only somebody with money, because Flashpoint Studios, I'm glad they got it out there, but they don't got the budget to make it happen for a Blue Beetle figure. Because I really needs those LEDs, man. Everywhere. I needs the knee pads were glowing, the shin guards, elbow. No, that's not elbow. Shoulder pads. Did I already say that? I don't know. But the chest symbol, head sculpt's perfect. We already said that. But if it had like LED lights in the wings itself and like a more secure backpack, because this keeps drifting apart, that take it to a whole nother level. But for now, it's just kind of meh right now. But functionality wise, looks wise, it's good, you know that. But functionality, it's just not there. But we'll move on to the third pose. For the final pose, I wanted to do something inspired when he was fighting against Carapax or Carapax. I don't know how you pronounce it, but the bad guy in the red suit. I thought it was a pretty good fight, but I didn't really like the villain because it was kind of last minute. They did the backstory. It felt a little too late to give him some backstory, but I don't know. But the fight itself, it was pretty exciting. So I wanted to do the spin move or whatever when he's spinning the Buster Sword. But as you know, there's no articulation basically, so I don't recommend doing this pose if you're afraid to break it. I don't want you to break your figure. It's just me personally. I try to go as far as I can, and usually that leads to me breaking figures on accident. I don't mean to, but I just want to get. I know this pose doesn't have flow itself, because what I think will help is if I get a flight pole, but the Supergirl stand, it's just I think it's too skinny to handle this figure, but I'll have to buy another stronger stand with a flight pole. But I'll have it. I think I'll lay it out like this. It's between this and the second pose. I think are my favorite, because I do like portraying like kindness and concern, but also I do like action. So I think I'm just gonna go with action for this because it's kind of a mix of what's on my display, but I'll just go with action with Blue Beetle because I do want to show off the sword even though it's not accurate, but I think it gives it some life. But I couldn't really fit the left hand around the handle just because if I push it too far I might break the shoulder pad. They didn't come off yet, but they probably will. This one kind of looks ugly because I put a little too much tack putty, but hopefully it won't be too noticeable from afar. But I just wanted a sword spinning pose, preparing to do the spin dash, or not a spin dash, but or it kind of did remind me of that Sonic spin dash or whatever, just spinning the Buster Sword around. I mean, to give my rating, I I don't know, man. I thought it was gonna be super good because I know the paint finish does a lot of the heavy lifting for the figure itself. The accessories, not so much, because the metal's accurate here, but the grid is not, unless you have like a blue light shining by it. But even if you do like shine the UV light, it's not effective with the showing out the chest light or any lights, to be honest, because there should be some on the armor itself, because even the suit, not just the metallic armor, these thigh panels should have the UV paint, but it's just not present, so that's a bummer. But I do like how they implemented magnets in the backpack. That was a nice thing. I just wish these pegs were stronger. So if I'm just gonna count off the flaws, the UV paints, that's a mess. It feels like minimal effort. It's weird that this backpack had more UV finish than the chest symbol. I wouldn't mind if this thing wasn't as bright because we're not really looking at the back. We're usually looking at the chest when you're showing off your figures. The front part is on display, but for some reason these little bug shields have brighter shine on them. But so the first theme is lights. The second theme, there's barely any hand gestures, and you don't have any pairs at all, so that sucks. Number three, oh, the articulation, and the glue, the cheap glue. I don't know if I lumped them in together, articulation with the cheap glue, because I guess they are kind of connected, because that's what was restricting me with the bending the knees or whatever, as well as the arms. So that cheap glue, they should have just gone with a Velcro in my opinion, but you get what you get with this thing with third party. What else? What else? So far I got three things, but they're pretty big three things. What was that? I mean, I know it wasn't promised or included, but it is disappointing that there isn't that many accessories because he had a pretty big arsenal of weapons in the movie. He had the sonic cannons, which he used more than the Buster Sword. So, like, I know this was iconic just from the trailer. That's people probably saw the trailer more than the movie of that sword dance scene or whatever. So I understand why they included it, but I wish they came with the sonic cannons, and he had plenty more. He had these wings turned into a shield in the movie. That could have been an accessory to connect with the backpack. There was just a lot of potential with this thing, but it just didn't come into fruition. I don't regret purchasing it. I'm still happy to have Blue Beetle in the collection. So like once again, I'm grateful they were able to release it, but still. So I'm probably have to give it a 6 out of 10 just because of the four flaws. We'll minus that from the 10, get a 6. But it's not terrible. It's just it could have been a lot more than what we got. I'll do a final zoom in on the head sculpt. I don't think I got like a good shot, but I kind of fixed the light to reposition it. But I don't know if you can see just how nice the eyes are. That like yellow orange swirl. It does look really nice, but and the blue paint too. It's just it could have been a lot more. Just because of all the restrictions with the articulation and the lack of LEDs too.
Audio Jungle.
But I do appreciate you watching. And I hope you tune back in next time. See you.